To start, let us look at the introduction. Happiness is a universal human concern. Across different countries, generations, and the cultures, people may live in different ways, but they all share a similar desire to live a happy, meaningful, and a peaceful life. However, in today's fast-paced and highly competitive society, happiness is often misunderstood. Many people believe that happiness means having more money, achieving professional success quickly, enjoying instant entertainment, or gaining attention and popularity on social media. These things can certainly bring positive feelings. Money can improve our living conditions. Success can make us feel confident. Entertainment can help us relax after stress. Social media can make us feel noticed and connected to others. But these feelings are often temporary. After the excitement fades, people may still feel tired, lonely, anxious, or empty inside. This shows that external rewards alone cannot give us lasting happiness. This is why philosophy is important. Philosophy encourages us to slow down and think more deeply about life. It asks questions such as, what kind of life is truly worth living? What gives our life real meaning? And how can we find peace within ourselves? From a philosophical perspective, happiness is not just a short moment of pleasure. It is a deeper and a more sustainable state of life, connected with wisdom, balance, self-understanding, and inner fulfillment. This brings us directly to our problem statement and a question we all need to face. Are we chasing genuine, long-term well-being, or just temporary, superficial pleasure? Modern people frequently confuse these two concepts. In university settings, this rigid mindset is particularly evident. Many students routinely connect their personal happiness directly and exclusively with grades, future financial prospects, physical appearance, social media popularity, and career paths. This way of thinking inevitably creates severe academic stress, toxic social comparison, chronic anxiety, and deep internal dissatisfaction. Therefore, a structured philosophical study is highly useful. It helps us pause, step back, and reflect deeply on what kind of life is genuinely meaningful. To address these prevalent issues of modern civilization, our research focuses on three core objectives. First, examine. We want to critically examine different classical philosophical approaches and moral theories regarding personal happiness, exploring how ancient thinkers defined true well-being. Second, compel. We will analyze and systematically compare Western and Eastern philosophical views on what constitutes a good life, looking for insights where these different cultural traditions meet. Third, apply. This is the most practical part of our study. We aim to discuss how these profound, ancient philosophical ideas can be applied dynamically in a modern student's daily life and mental health management. By exploring these three dimensions, we hope to not only understand the nature of happiness, but also find a practical guide to living well every day. Have you ever wondered what happiness really means? Many people connect happiness with success, money, entertainment, or popularity. Our topic, Philosophical Approaches to Personal Happiness, explores well-being through daily life experiences and personal reflections. Aristotle believed happiness is eudaimonia, or human flourishing. It is not just a mood, but a complete way of living. For Aristotle, happiness grows through virtue, wise choices, and balance. In daily life, this means responsibility, good habits, and more action. Epicurus believed happiness comes from simple pleasures, deeper friendship, and freedom from unnecessary fear and anxiety. For him, happiness is not a luxury, It is quiet moments, honest conversations, peaceful meals, and learning to be satisfied with enough. Stoicism teaches that happiness depends on inner judgment. We cannot control everything outside us, but we can control our response. When life becomes stressful, Stoicism reminds us to stay calm, accept what we cannot change, and focus on what is within our control. Together, these philosophies show that happiness is not something we simply find. It is something we practice and cultivate every day. In conclusion, personal happiness in daily life comes from purpose, simple joys, meaningful relationships, self-reflection, and inner peace. Now, let us look at another philosophical approach to personal happiness: existentialism. Existentialist philosophers believe that happiness does not come from following society's expectations or searching for comfort. Instead, it comes from creating meaning through our own choices and taking responsibility for the life we live. According to this view, every person has the freedom to decide what is truly important. Although life may be uncertain or difficult, we can still find happiness by living authentically and staying true to our own values, rather than comparing ourselves with others. Existentialism encourages us to ask what gives our own lives purpose and direction. In daily life, this idea reminds us that happiness is different for everyone. For one person, it may come from building strong relationships. For another, it may come from pursuing a meaningful career, helping others, or following a personal passion. What matters most is that these choices reflect who we truly are. Overall, existentialism teaches us that happiness is not something we simply discover. It is something we create through our decisions, our responsibility, and the courage to live a life that is meaningful to ourselves.
No money or possessions. Such a predicament would make many people despair and curse their awful fate. But for Zeno of Cyprus, it became the foundation of his life's work and legacy. The once wealthy merchant lost everything when he was shipwrecked in Athens around 300 BCE. With not much else to do, he wandered into a bookshop, became intrigued by reading about Socrates, and proceeded to seek out and study with the city's noted philosophers. As Zeno began educating his own students, he originated the philosophy known as Stoicism, whose teachings of virtue, tolerance, and self-control have inspired generations of thinkers and leaders. The name Stoicism comes from the Stoa Poikile, the decorated public colonnade where Zeno and his disciples gathered for discussion. Today, we colloquially use the word stoic to mean someone who remains calm under pressure and avoids emotional extremes. But while this captures important aspects of Stoicism, the original philosophy was more than just an attitude. The Stoics believed that everything around us operates according to a web of cause and effect, resulting in a rational structure of the universe, which they called logos. And while we may not always have control over the events affecting us, we can have control over how we approach things. Rather than imagining an ideal society, the Stoic tries to deal with the world as it is, while pursuing self-improvement through 4 cardinal virtues. Practical wisdom, the ability to navigate complex situations in a logical, informed, and calm manner. Temperance, the exercise of self-restraint and moderation in all aspects of life. Justice, treating others with fairness even when they have done wrong. And courage, not just in extraordinary circumstances, but facing daily challenges with clarity and integrity. As Seneca, one of the most famous Roman Stoics, wrote, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." But while Stoicism focuses on